My name's Justin.
And I'm Bree.
And this is
Better
Better Together podcast. So you don't even remember how we did it.
Nope.
It's not been that long. This is actually closer to when we last did the podcast than we normally would.
Oh, well.
We're a couple days early, thanks to the holiday. We had to make an effort to get this recorded so that way we could enjoy Thanksgiving without having to record a podcast.
Yeah.
Which we originally planned to maybe still do it on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it in the morning, and then we were like, let's just do it early.
Yeah. I mean, why not? Because we have the time now, and it just is going to allow us to enjoy Thanksgiving Day a little bit more without being stressed.
Yeah. Just like we hope all of you guys enjoyed your Thanksgiving Day, because you'll be listening to this the day after Thanksgiving. So we hope you had a great time with friends and family. We hope you had great food.
Hopefully there was no conflicts or anything, and everything went smoothly, and everyone had a great time.
Well, we know that didn't happen because it was a holiday.
Listen, I am praying beforehand that drama is less than normal for everyone.
That would be the hope. But
yes.
Sadly, the holidays bring out not the best in people.
Yeah. Which it shouldn't.
Not in the family environment.
Which it shouldn't be that way. It should be the opposite.
No, you're right.
But, humanity comes in and throws a wrench in things.
So because you have no idea what we're going to talk about this week, I'll go ahead and do what we don't normally do and give a layout of what this episode's going to be about.
Okay, do share.
So I thought for a minute we could talk about Thanksgiving and maybe happy things, not what we just were talking about in terms of Thanksgiving. And then I do want to spend some time on Black Friday, mainly Black Friday of days gone by.
Okay. And
then I found some really great news stories, which caused me to also create a game.
Oh, we got a game.
For you. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Oh. I'm excited.
For me, it's going to be fun. Maybe for the people listening, I hope as well as it's going to be fun. But this is going to be fun.
Is it The Price is Right? I really like that game.
No.
No. Oh, well.
I don't know what you would call it, but no.
Okay. Well, let's get on.
I don't know really how much we want to say about Thanksgiving. Originally, I thought that we'd talk about Thanksgiving because we thought that we would record on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So you kind of feel obligated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thankful for just all that God does for us and all that we have, and I feel blessed in every single way, even though things aren't perfect or great and things like that. Things don't always go well or always go the way that they should, but we're still blessed to be serving God, living for God.
Mm-hmm.
And God's just good to us all the time.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Like, looking back over our life together and everything, it's amazing how God has blessed us through the years, and I'm just excited to be on this journey with you.
Yeah, thankful to be on this journey.
Yes.
But yeah, I know that there can be various situations in people's lives where they're not thankful, and I talked about this on Monday's episode and stuff, but it's just a good thing to keep reinforcing is that even if you don't think you have a reason to be thankful, if you're saved, if you're redeemed, if you know God, then you have a multitude of reasons to be thankful, and the greatest reason therein is that your name is registered in heaven.
Like the song says, count your blessings.
Yeah.
You'll find one if you try.
Yeah, we all find them. But even, like, I really, that is what I think of as the greatest blessing is the fact that we have our names written in heaven, that our sins have been blotted out, spread as far as the east is from the west. We don't have to worry about that anymore, and that we're guaranteed eternal life. I can't think of anything better to be thankful for than that great blessing. And it's the same blessing. Jesus sent 72 disciples out to do miracles, and they came back and they said, look, all these things, we can stomp on the scorpions and they don't sting us, and all this stuff is going on with us. And Jesus is like, that's great. But don't put so much emphasis on that you forget that the best thing is that your name is registered in heaven.
Yeah.
May we not forget that either, even if you're super thankful. Because sometimes we get so thankful that we're like, thank you for this house, thank you for these cars, thank you for my job. And we're all thankful for material, earthly things.
But we need to be thankful for the thing that is going to be with us for eternity.
Yeah.
Our salvation.
And not be so focused on the earthly things that one, it's an anchor to us when it's time to go home.
Exactly. One thing I would like to discuss about Thanksgiving real quick is I want to know what you're most excited about for Thanksgiving. Like, what part of it? What food?
That's probably the ham at this point, because we already had everything else. Like, if you listen to our podcast, you know that we basically already had a Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we had a Friendsgiving.
Yeah.
With some friends of ours.
And we did all the fixings, pretty much. And so now we're going to smoke a ham.
Yeah.
And so now I'm probably most excited about getting to eat some smoked ham.
What's going to be great, though, is all the leftovers for the ham.
The smoked ham is amazing.
Yes.
And I really like turkey, but I've had turkey now.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to eat more turkey.
Mm-hmm.
But now I get to have something that I haven't had. Really, this year, I don't think we've smoked a ham.
Yeah, I don't think we have. At least not in the last, 6 months.
Yeah, not in the rememberable past.
We smoke a lot of meats on our grill. We super love it. In case you haven't been following along.
In that case, what are you excited about? What are you like? I can't wait for Thanksgiving because and I don't have to go to work.
Yeah. That's a really great
Thursday
part.
or Friday. So.
I get to spend all this time with my family. So that's what I'm excited about.
Well, you spend all your time with your family anyways, just sans one.
Yeah. You're at work most of the day and it's not as fun. So I'm excited to have you here for the long weekend, for the holiday and everything.
Well, thank you.
Just get to spend time and enjoy our family together.
Yeah. Way to make me look bad. Cool. Wow.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah. Let me just throw this one out here. I'm a better person than you are. Cool.
That's the perks of going second.
Yeah. You get to build. It's like that game. People will be like, so if you could take 3 things on a deserted island, what would it be? Go for it.
A boat.
Okay, what are your other 2 things?
A Bible.
See, that's what people don't. Sometimes people don't do it. So, like, if you get to go last, you're like, I would take the Bible. That's what I was waiting to do. I was hoping you'd forget.
My third thing, my family.
Oh.
And then we just stay there and have fun, boat around the island.
I'm gonna take a mansion.
Hey, I said the boat.
You didn't specify. You're gonna row up on a dinghy.
No, it's gonna be a yacht.
It's gonna be a little inflatable dinghy. You know how genies are. That's exactly what you're gonna end up with in this scenario. There's gonna be a genie. Your 3 wishes. That's funny.
Yeah. All right.
That's not where I thought we were gonna go. No, but so when this podcast comes out, it's gonna be Black Friday.
Yeah.
Which isn't really Black Friday anymore. It's
Yeah.
Black season. I don't even know what you'd call it. Like,
because it's not even just the week anymore.
Well, they've already were saying stuff like last week about Black Friday.
Yeah, like it's been going on. I feel like since the beginning of
we
November.
went to JCPenney's on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Like last Saturday, and they were like everything was like Black Friday deals.
I think it's Black Friday month.
I used to and I hate how materialistic it sounds. And it really wasn't even about the stuff as much as it was about the experience. And I never had the experience of like the malls where there's 100 people falling all over each other and like, knocking people out in order to get this thing or that thing. It was a lot of people and it was busy in the store or like you waited in a line for a while. But it was always pretty civil.
Yeah.
And we live in the South, But it was always pretty civil. Like, some people were annoying, but, you go to the mall and people are annoying on any given Saturday. So,
ain't that the truth?
So, I don't know. I never had that experience. And I also never went to the mall on Black Friday. I always went to just, like, department stores and things like that. But it was just so much fun, especially when it was in the morning.
Yeah.
And so, like, as a young person, probably in high school, again, I was getting to go with my mom. My dad didn't want to go.
Of course.
And my mom didn't want to deal with my brother.
Yeah.
So it was just going to be me and her. And up until I was probably, 16 years old, it was just her. Like, she'd just go by herself, and that's when she'd buy her Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
But then I finally talked my way into getting to go. And it was fun, though, because it's like, we're going to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. It was almost like going hunting.
Yeah.
This is my mom's version of hunting,
It really is. She loves a deal.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
But like, when I remember going hunting with my grandpa, when we go turkey hunting, and it was the same thing. Like, wake up at 4:30, and then you have some coffee, sit there for a minute and plan out what you're going to do, and then you're going to go.
Yeah.
But, like, I had never, and now that I think about it, up until that point in my life, I hadn't even seen the world at 4:30 in the morning, Like, I had never been out on the streets before people were, and like, wait, these traffic lights stop working at night and they just flash yellow? What kind of crazy is this?
And the world doesn't just turn into complete mayhem because the traffic lights stop.
Yeah. Like, I didn't even, I just not thought about that. So, like, it was just a whole new adventure. And then you're going to the stores and deals actually used to be good.
Yeah.
And back then, we had these little discs that were shiny on one side. They'd have a picture on the other side. They were called DVDs. I don't even know what that even stood for now that I think about it. All I can think is like digital video disc. And if that's what it stood for,
I think.
I don't know, but that's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Because it was compact disc for a CD. But anyways, doesn't matter. And that was like the big thing, though, because it was like $1, $2, and $3 movies. It's like, well, these movies are like $16 regularly. This is a big deal. And it's like you're searching through and like, I mean, we bought tons of movies.
Oh, yeah.
Growing up.
I can see the aftermath of that.
Yeah. And so it was like, but it was just like what it was, because it's like, this is, how else are you going to get to watch these movies?
Yeah.
I'm not going to rent them at Blockbuster every time I want to go watch these movies.
We're really dating ourselves.
I make myself sound old. I'm not even 30 years old. But it was just like, that's how fast the world changed, though. Because it went from like, you were going to Blockbuster and everything was on DVD, and then it was like all of a sudden.
Everything's on VHS.
Yeah.
And then everything's on DVD suddenly.
And then all of a sudden, this little company comes around called Netflix, and they're like, we'll send a DVD to your house. And you're like, wow, that's convenient. And all of a sudden, they're like, you want it better? What if you didn't have to wait for a DVD? What if you didn't have to be on the wait list? Who remembers that? What if you
just turned on your TV?
And all the movies were there. Do you remember the wait list? It's like, I don't know if you ever did Netflix.
No, because I didn't.
So we did Netflix like when it was like a rent a DVD thing, because it was cheaper.
I grew up poor.
Oh, no,
not like...
but it was cheap. I mean, like, you were renting DVDs, like, because Blockbuster was expensive. Like, you'd go to Blockbuster, and you get, like, a 3-day rental. I don't even know what it cost, but it was like, oh, that's not cheap.
Yeah.
But you'd rent off Netflix. It was kind of like the Red Box. It was like a couple bucks. And you'd rent a DVD. They'd send it to your house, and then you just send it back.
Yeah, no.
So, but you'd have to get on a list. Like, certain movies, when they first went on DVD, they only had, let's say, like, a few hundred copies.
Yeah.
And so you'd have to, like, sign up to be next on the list in order to get to rent that movie.
Wow.
Yeah, and you had to send a movie back to get the next one. And you got to a point where it was literally like a movie would come, you'd watch the movie, you'd put it in the mail, and then another. Like, we had an endless stream of movies coming to the house.
Wow.
They had a subscription service before they even realized they could do that, now that I think about it.
And now your parents have all the subscriptions, it feels like.
Oh my gosh. It blows my mind. Like, okay, they're older, they're established. And I mean, honestly, out of everybody we know, we're pretty established. But, like, you know, my parents are, you know, in their 50s.
Yeah.
They're very established. They've got good jobs. Now both of their kids are out. Like,
and they've been in these jobs for years.
Yeah, but my point is just that, like, so it makes sense. Like, you go to their house and they have discretionary money. It's like, so we just have all the streaming services because maybe I'll want to watch something. I didn't even know until last weekend that they had Apple TV. I was like, wait, you have Apple TV? You don't even like Apple. Dad, like, you complain about the iPhone and all the Apple stuff and not how it don't make any sense. But you're like, I got to have the Apple TV because that one show's on there. And I'm like, I didn't even know there was stuff worth watching on that. But then we go to other people's houses that we know, and they have all of them. And I'm like, how do you afford this?
Right?
And I am the cheapest person in the world.
Yes.
Because we haven't had Netflix in what, like 6 years?
Yeah, like,
because
we dropped off real quick when they raised the price.
Well, you came, and this was, I mean, you're talking about raising their price 6 years ago. They've raised it several times since then. But you came to me and you're like, yeah, the Netflix has gone up like $3. I was like, cancel it.
Yep.
So I don't care.
Bye.
I will not watch television before I pay more and more money to watch it. And especially when the reason you're paying more money all the time is because they're just constantly trying to create their own content.
Yeah.
For whatever, like, no, just give me the stuff that I know is, and I mean, I don't watch anything new anyways.
Yeah,
I have a problem.
There's too much bad stuff. So you got to stick with the oldies that, you know, are as decent as you can get in television.
Yeah. That's why, we have the Friendly TV service, which has gone a little astray from that with some of the channels they have now, but not like dirty stuff, but it's just like
a little bit of murder.
This person killed their husband. It's like, oh, that's friendly. But most of the channels on there are all shows that are like 20, 30 years old.
Yeah.
Because that's the stuff that was a little less racy. Now, you watch some of it, it's not perfect. But like Walker, Texas Ranger, that's an upstanding gentleman. Him and Jimmy just taking down the bad guys.
But it's still not something to watch with young children,
no,
as we have learned.
They'll try to Walker, Texas Ranger you, and you don't need that in your life.
Kids.
Man, I was on a whole thing about Black Friday, got way off base.
So DVDs and stuff, they'd send it to your house, streaming services.
Well, not that part, but going back, but like we'd buy the DVDs because that was one of the best deals you could get. But like video games were a good deal back then, which I didn't play, but my brother did. And then, I mean, well, at one point we were playing video games. I remember we got an Xbox 360, and it was the Guitar Hero package. It was like Guitar Hero 3 or something.
Yeah.
And it was like a crazy deal that my mom had gotten. So that was before I even got to go on those adventures.
Oh.
And so it was like, oh my gosh, this is great. I remember getting the Wii. Like there was a deal, and it was like a blue Wii too, because the Wii was white.
Yeah.
We got a blue Wii, and I was there for that one. And when that was the funny thing too. Did you like do much Black Friday stuff?
Growing up, no. And the only thing I did once I got out my own was I went and bought this TV because it was on sale. I ran into Walmart. They'd already sold all the TVs. So I got my little voucher, and I had to go pick it up later.
Uh-oh.
But that was the extent of my Black Friday shopping.
Wow. Now I feel bad. I thought you would have something to contribute in this.
No.
Because it was so weird, though, because they would change the layout of the store. So instead of like going and buying a TV where TVs are,
you go to the freezer section.
Yeah, that's where the Wii was. I was like, why are we over here? And so then we started going to Target before Target went woke and destroyed their brand in my eyes. We go to Target. Target was the best because yes, they would set up little kiosks and stuff, but like, okay, we wanted movies, and we were also buying sitcoms like the TV series on. It was so dumb, but especially looking back now, you're like, oh, you don't even need that anymore. Well, you didn't, and now you do again because now there's 17 million streaming services, and you have to have them all in order to watch all. Anyway,
yeah.
But you would go in there, and they'd have like the little kiosk set up. But then, if you just went to the section where that stuff was, well, all the DVDs were the same DVDs, and so they were all the same prices. And they would go through and label them even in that section.
Nice.
So that was nice. And then like electronics were where you would expect to find electronics, and they even set the line up too. Because I don't know if Target was always that way, where you would like, they almost kind of like how Marshall's does, where you kind of come through the thing. It was like that, but they would even take it because your line was so big that they would weave you through the food aisles, and so you would weave through the aisles for the food, and then you would make it to the checkout. So that way, it wasn't just because you'd go to Walmart.
It's just a madhouse.
Well, and they never had any setup, and so you'd go to Walmart, and they'd have every register open with a straight line coming off of it, and so there's just hundreds of people all in these different lines lined up. It was awful, and so we stopped going to Walmart.
Yeah,
we'd go to Kohl's, which did a very similar thing to the Target thing, and when we'd go to Target, was pretty much the main two. And then getting breakfast. I don't know why, but that was like a big deal for me. It's just getting to get like breakfast in the morning.
Well, it's always fun to get a fun breakfast in the morning.
It was like McDonald's.
Yeah, but I mean, still, it's not your normal.
And it was early in the morning.
Exactly, so it's extra special.
We're getting breakfast. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. There's nobody else at the McDonald's. It's a little cold.
Yeah, my best Black Friday event, though, was after we got married and we went with your mom after Thanksgiving one year.
Yeah, but we went after Thanksgiving, and I didn't like that switch.
No.
But it was still good enough sales back then to where you felt like you needed to go.
Yeah.
And that was when we were looking at like some of the different, did we buy a blender? Somebody was buying like an appliance at Kohl's. And I remember if it was us or them, and it was
I
like,
have no clue.
But either way, but see, that's when Dad started going was when you started going.
Yeah.
I see how it is. But
listen, I'm his favorite. Let's just be honest. I am his favorite.
But now I forgot what I was going to say. I'm so offended. But it was still a good deal back then.
Yeah.
So it was like worth going. But I didn't like that as much.
Toaster oven. You wanted a toaster oven for work.
Yeah, and then we didn't even end up buying it because we had a toaster oven for home that somebody bought us for a thing. But I was like, I don't want to take that. And we were looking. Yeah. Silly stuff. But it was a good time. I think Black Friday used to be like a lot of fun. I think they've ruined it now. And I don't really even understand it, like how it works. But then nothing seems like a deal. What's funny to me is and if you guys don't ever heard of it, it's called Slick Deals. Slickdeals.net, actually, which is odd enough for me. But
that's the bomb.
That website's great. But what's amazing is like used to, it was like that day. So you'd get like the newspaper. Forgot about that. Like you'd get the newspaper ads and like you'd be wanting to look. I haven't even looked at Black Friday ads this year.
Yeah,
that's how sad the whole thing's gotten to me. But you'd get the ads and you'd actually find some pretty good deals in those ads and stuff like that. And it was all about that one day. And then eventually, a few years later, you get Cyber Monday. And so that was like when you get all your tech stuff online. But
Isn't there a like Small Business Saturday now too?
Yeah, but they don't actually do much sales because they can't. They don't have the profit margin. So it's just like, please come buy things from us. That's what it really comes out to. It's like, support local businesses. Cool. But like, it's hard to do your Christmas shopping at local businesses when you're paying a 25% markup on stuff. It's just not easy. But
Instead, get your family pictures taken.
Yes, there you
Help
go.
a photographer.
But nowadays, you can go on Slick Deals,
Mm-hmm.
and the best deals you're going to find are after Black Friday.
Yeah.
When they realize, like, what didn't sell, and then it gets marked down more. And so, like, I get on Slick Deals, I find crazy stuff. Kids' toys, ridiculously cheap prices. Like, I bought all kinds of stuff. I swear, and that's what happens bad with me, is I try to come up with a plan, which I haven't bought anybody any Christmas presents.
We're just laying it out there. No one has gotten it. Well, I guess technically I got Oliver a present. Well,
that's complicated, but no matter how you slice it, I've not bought anything for anybody personally, but what happens normally is I've already got like a good idea and a good grasp, and maybe have even ordered stuff by now, and then I can't stop looking at the deals after Black Friday, and so then I end up spending way more money. But it's like I'm getting this thing super cheap, and this like
it's
your
hard.
camera lenses last year. It's like they were so cheap.
It's hard when the deal is really that good.
Yeah, well, these Melissa and Doug toys that are super expensive, like wood learning toys for kids.
Yeah,
and it was we got him the doctor set.
Oh yeah,
all right,
crazy deal.
And it was like $10 for this huge set, and he still plays with it. He's had it forever.
Yeah, at least 2 years, but he loves that thing. It gets played with all the time. It's a little annoying because all the pieces end up everywhere, but he loves it.
You're like, this is such a good deal. This comes with 5 million piece set, and you're like, yeah, now you have to pick up 5 million pieces every time they want to play with it.
Yep.
You don't think about that part.
We're a little seasoned now. We
now
understand.
We know. But it's just sad to me too, a little bit. Like, I wish that Black Friday was still fun. Not that we would get to do much of it anyways, because we have a young kid, so it's like one of us or the other would get to go.
Yeah.
And so that part kind of stinks.
I vote you because you get the best presents. You purchase the best presents.
I am a really good. You see, I care. I might forget to take you with me on the island, or forget that you're my favorite part of being home for the holidays. But when it comes to lavishing you with gifts, I'm just really good at
it. You show your love with gifts.
Yeah, because I want to be shown love that way, so I can see really easily. I'm looking at a great gift right now, and then I'm really good at themes. Like one year it was I got you all kind of outdoor stuff, but like hiking skirts and shirts and gear, and it was like everything you'd want. And then cameras one time, and then last year it was like the notebook and the fancy pen and this and that. Like it was all worked together. The wallet is all custom, like Etsy stuff.
Yep.
Etsy's a wormhole of a website.
You can find everything there.
Oh, since nobody that we know really listens to this podcast, I was thinking about, because I thought about it last year, I need to figure it out, but the same company that I bought our knit hats from, they were from Ireland. Yeah. They were selling scarves, and I think that'd be a good gift for Mom.
Oh, that would be. She'd love that.
I thought she'd like that. So I got to figure that out, because I looked again. I tried to find some the other day, but I couldn't figure out exactly where we had bought ours. So I got to actually log into my account, because I couldn't remember how. Yeah.
Whoops.
I'm really bad about that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to log into any accounts.
Well, it's hard because like everything wants a different password.
Well, and like on Etsy, I don't use it, but like once a year. Like I'm not just on Etsy buying stuff all the time. I'm not a 30-year-old woman,
Hey, I'm not buying. I'm just window shopping.
Yeah. That's the weirdest website, though. Like, there's just so much stuff on there. But I just wish Black Friday was still fun.
Yeah.
That's really what I wanted to get onto. Like, do you remember when Black Friday was good? But you don't, because you didn't. So, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
And you're blissed.
I'm very blissful.
Yeah, I think that's all I've really got on that. I could ramble forever, but I think I've gone long enough, because I got some more fun stuff that I really talk about.
Do share.
So, this first one I find hilarious is that there was a horse that escaped on an airplane.
What? A horse was on an airplane?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
So when I found that, I said, wait, horses go on airplanes? Did you see have you ever seen the picture where there's it's a plane and it's full of falcons?
No.
And they're not like in cages. They're like in seats, because like racing falcons are a big thing for rich people. And, like now there's all these oil barons in Dubai or whatever. And so there's all these Saudi princes or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so they're so rich that it doesn't matter. So it's like they bought every ticket in the plane for the racing falcons. It's like they're birds. Like they could just go where you...
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyways, yeah. So apparently horses get flown places.
Okay.
It says that a cargo jet headed to Belgium from New York had to turn around mid-flight after a horse escaped its stall and got loose in the hold.
They couldn't just like put the horse back?
So it was a Boeing 747 operated by Air Atlanta Icelandic, and it had just started its flight across the Atlantic Ocean on the 9th when the pilot radioed air traffic control in Boston and said that a horse on board had escaped its stall. He said, "We don't have a problem as of flying wise, but we need to return back to New York. We cannot get the horse back secured." So that's like apparently word for word what he said to the air traffic controller, because they can, like, all the stuff's recorded.
Yeah.
But I want to know what wasn't recorded.
Yeah.
I want to know when the flight attendant had to come tell the captain, "Hey, we have a situation down in the cargo hold. There's a horse, and they were going to Belgium." Now it doesn't say anything in this article, sadly, about what kind of horse it was.
What kind of horse? Like, why was the horse going?
Well, I don't know.
Is it a race horse?
I don't know, but it was going to Belgium, and then there's Belgian horses, and those are huge.
Yeah,
that's like a Clydesdale. Could you imagine a Clydesdale on an airplane? And you're like, "Come on, buddy, we just need you to go," and it's mad. You got to think, horse doesn't know what you're doing.
Its ears hurt from the
its ears are popping. Like
poor
this,
horse.
you got to think, like, animals have no clue what's going on. You just throw them on an airplane; they don't understand.
Yeah,
I can't imagine. I really don't know. Like, I would love to know what kind of horse it is, because a racing horse might make sense more. Because, and I don't know if maybe.
I mean, someone's importing.
Maybe Belgians are important. It was going from New York to Belgium. Yeah. No matter how you slice it, I would just like to know how much that costs, how much the horse costs. There's a lot of questions that come out of this.
Like, we've booked a flight before. We've bought airplane tickets. How do you buy a horse ticket?
I guess I don't know if it was a passenger. I don't know if it was a passenger plane. Maybe it was just like a cargo plane.
Yeah, but like, how do you book a cargo plane?
I don't know. Maybe it was a special horse plane. It seems very weird to me.
I have so many questions.
Yeah, like I can't understand it. But the other crazy part is that and I don't really understand this all the way, but you know, they only put the amount of fuel in an airplane that it needs to get where it's going.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this airplane was fully topped off because it was going across the ocean. Well, that made it so heavy that it wasn't going to be able to land because it was so full of fuel. And so they had to dump 20 tons.
Did the owner of the horse get charged for that?
You would think, but I don't think so. Because it would be it's on their fault.
I guess
the horse shouldn't have been able to escape.
Yeah, the airline's insurance would cover that, I guess.
But 20 tons, that's 2,200 pounds is a ton times 20.
That hurts.
40,000 pounds of gas.
Dump all that
in the ocean. Why is that not a bigger thing?
Yeah.
I've not heard anybody freaking out about the EPA implications. And what's crazy is they were 10 miles west of Martha's Vineyard when they dumped all that fuel. You're talking about like this super ritzy, you know, like.
I bet those people were mad.
I bet they didn't know.
Well, I
mean, like, could you imagine? What if you're that boat?
You're just taking a little boat ride out from Martha's
Vineyard. Well, no, like this is Cape
boop.
Cod. Like, you're out there crabbing. You know, you've been working all day.
Listen, I'm just imagining a little rich person taking an excursion and getting it dumped on them.
That's true too.
That's where I'm at.
It's just so funny though. Like, how did you not hit somebody?
Yeah,
you're traveling at 600 miles an hour.
All that seafood that come up during all that.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Like, do they have to dump that?
How common is this? Do we just dump gas in the ocean all the time and nobody says anything about it? I didn't know.
We have so many questions now. This story just keeps
this story
on.
Does not. Okay, well, I got another one.
Oh, do share.
So apparently, there were some thieves earlier this year that stole a bunch of dimes. And I mean a bunch of dimes. So apparently, more than 2 million dimes were on a tractor trailer they'd picked up these coins from the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia. The truck driver was going to Miami Which, why do you need 2 million dimes in Miami? I don't
I mean,
know.
you got to make change.
I guess. But the truck driver was bound for Miami when he pulled into a parking lot to sleep on April 13th. During the night, thieves made off with a portion of its cargo, which is about $750,000 in dimes. Or no, sorry. So that was how much was in the truck, was $750,000 in dimes. They stole $234,500 in dimes.
How heavy?
Exactly.
Was
okay.
It like, what kind of truck did you have that could haul that off?
Well, it said that they had another truck, but it's like, so he pulls over to sleep. You think there'd be other people around.
Yeah, you wouldn't think you'd just send one lone guy.
And I don't know how they know what was on the truck. It says what else they were stealing. We'll get to that in a minute. But they roll up to this truck. They back up to it, I guess. They pop it open, and they're like, oh, we have hit the jackpot.
Look at all these dimes.
Look at all these. And then they just start filling up bags and throwing them in the other truck. How long did it take to fill you up a bunch of bags with $234,000 in dimes?
And you got to think, we've worked in fast food. We know what those little rolls are. And I can only imagine that it's like stacks of those rolls.
I guess.
But that's so heavy.
What did you plan to do? Were you going to go to Coinstar? You know, they take
a percentage of that now, so then you're cutting so much money.
Well, still, I mean,
you're losing so much money when you do that.
Okay, but here's the thing: dimes probably not the best one you could steal, obviously. Mm-hmm. However, I don't know how. I guess it's twofold. One, these coins can't really be traced; they don't have a serial number. It's not like any kind of paper money. All paper money has serial numbers.
We have discovered the perfect crime.
But until you go to cash in all your dimes, and then they're like, well, who else would have $234,000 in dimes? I guess we figured you out.
What you do, though, is you go to gas stations, and you're like, hey, can I change this in for a 10? And, you just do that for a while.
You're insane.
Stash it to the side.
I just think it's so funny. If I opened that truck, I'd be like, this isn't worth it.
Yeah.
But they were stealing. So these same people had apparently robbed tractor trailers containing frozen crab legs, shrimp, meat, beer, and liquor. So they're
going to have a party.
They were getting ready for a shindig. They were getting ready to throw down.
They're going to have a cookout.
Yeah, they're having a crab boil. I mean,
where's my invite?
They could just have got a truck of Tony Chachere's and some corn cobs. They'd have been on the money. And some potatoes.
You need some potatoes, yeah.
Yeah, some potatoes. But I just can't imagine, what am I going to do with all these dimes?
Right.
That just blows my mind. All right. Mm-hmm. And so then the first story that I found, but first we have to play the game.
Okay.
So I'm going to say a person's name. This person's either a celebrity or some sort of public figure.
Oh, I'm going to fail.
You're going to fail. Well, this is what I want you to do. I want you to tell me just what you think they do. Mm-hmm. If you don't recognize the name or whatever, I tried to throw maybe some in there that you'd be more likely to know, but I just pulled up a random list of people, and I want you to just tell me what you think they do. So are they an actor? Are they an athlete? Are they a musician? Are they in politics? Whatever you think it could be.
It's not any recent musicians or whatever. It's all old stuff.
I didn't even get a musician. I don't think. Well, I think technically some of these people could be considered that, but they weren't. That's not what they're known for.
Oh. Okay.
Frank Fritz. He literally popped up on the side of something, and I was like, "That's a good one."
He's a celebrity, an actor.
He's well known. He is an actor.
Hey!
You have any idea what he was on?
Not
You've
a clue.
seen so much of the show. We've watched this before.
Not a clue.
It's more of a reality thing.
Not a clue.
American Pickers.
Hey,
Here's the short one.
Hey.
Because Mike Wolf's the other guy.
Okay. The other guy's Frank.
Frank Fritz. That's what I said.
Fritz. Okay.
Wow. You're like, the other guy's like Frank. Yeah.
No,
that's exactly what we're talking about.
That's what I mean. I was like, oh, so the other guy's Frank.
Yeah. Bill Lee.
Not a relative.
No. That would be funny, though.
Not a clue.
Just what do you think this person does? You got to at least give a guess. Otherwise, it's not funny.
What were my category options again?
Just a known person, a public figure.
He is a politician.
He is a politician.
Oh,
You're 2 for 2. It's the governor of Tennessee.
Hey.
That's hilarious that you were like, that's so funny. Wow.
Shows how much I keep up with stuff.
See, I'm failing right now because I was going to be like, and the former governor was blah, 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 Haslam.
Ah.
I was like, I know the guy's name. Whew. Newt Gingrich. Have you ever even heard the name before?
No. So I'm going to go with sports.
So you've no. So you've never watched the news?
No. Not unless I was waiting to see if school got canceled.
There's a dusting. There's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance? No. He was the former Speaker of the House, so he's a politician.
Okay.
Kevin Durant.
Actor?
Basketball player.
Ah.
Timothy Oliphant. I've talked about this person so much. That is so funny. He's related to the Vanderbilts.
So, politician.
No.
Athlete.
Nope. He's an actor.
Oh.
And he's the guy from Justified. He's the main character on Justified.
Oh,
he's in a
yeah,
whole bunch
that
of other
guy.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that guy. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I don't know his name. I know what he's in.
Here's one that you would know if I showed you the picture, but you're going to have no idea based on this name. Angie Harmon.
Actress.
Yes.
But only because you said that I'm going to know if I would know if I saw her face.
Do you know any actresses in shows that we've watched multiple times, like the series through, that you think maybe their name could be Angie Harmon?
Is it the lady from Bones?
No.
No. House?
No. Dang it.
Deschanel.
Emily Deschanel is the one from Bones. Because she's Zoe Deschanel's sister.
Is it, what is that other show?
I think I would be really good at this game.
What is that other show?
We've not watched it in a while. It's Rizzoli from Rizzoli and Isles.
Oh, hey.
Stephen Curry.
That is sports. And I only know that because of your brother.
I was hoping I could give you something that you'd be like, sure of. So I passed that one up. He's a basketball player. Robert Taylor.
Makes guitar or famous with guitars?
No, that's a good guess.
Hey.
Yeah.
I know there's Taylor guitars.
Yeah, you at least got close.
Yeah. Musician though?
No.
Oh, you said I got close.
You just got close of something with the name. I don't know what I was
Okay.
saying. Sorry. No, that's Walt from Longmire.
Oh.
Yeah, I just
What
think
was
it's
his name
funny.
again?
Robert Taylor. I just think it's funny to look at people's names. Now the next one's even better.
Okay.
Calvin Cordozar Broderus Jr. That's the person's given name. They've adapted another name.
So it's an actor.
No.
Politician?
No.
Sports?
No.
What?
I was wrong. I do have a musician. I forgot. I did.
Well, thanks for setting me up for failure.
You wouldn't have guessed that anyways. No. So, and this is a rapper. So their given name is Calvin Cordoza Broderus Jr. I'm probably not saying anything but Calvin correctly. Is there any idea that you have of a rapper that could have that name?
Is it Eminem?
No, he has a weird name too, though. I
Yeah.
can't remember what his name is. That's Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg?
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
And then,
I think I got more wrong than I did right.
what about? I'm not done.
Oh.
What about Hugh Laurie?
Actor.
Yes. Do you know what he's in?
No, but I know the name.
It's the guy from House.
Oh, okay.
He's also Stuart Little's dad, which I had to fight my mom on. She didn't believe me. I was like, that's House. And she's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, yeah, it is. He's just way younger. This is 1999, Mom. Like, he's had time to mature since then. And I had to fight her on that. Eminem's actual name is Marshall Bruce Mathers III.
Oh, so that's the Eminem. Yeah. Math.
Oh my gosh. You're right. I never would have put it together, though, because he spells it Eminem.
Oh.
But Eminem. That makes complete sense.
Mm-hmm.
Genius, these people, I tell you what. What about Snoop Dogg, though? He's like, I have to figure out a different name.
Right.
This is not going to work with my given career path.
People are not going to take me serious.
Okay, so the whole reason that I did this whole thing
Mm-hmm.
is because of this person's name, and I feel like it's a name that gets thrown around a lot in various things.
Mm-hmm.
Roy McIlroy. Okay, you can't just be dead silent.
Sports?
It is a sports person.
Hey! Is it like one of those announcer people?
No.
Oh. I thought I was going to get something.
It's one of the more boring sports that pays the most money, though.
Golf?
Yes.
Hey!
And the story involves golf, and I just thought this was too funny. So, apparently, I don't know if it was on his drive or what, but he hits the ball, and it landed in a woman's lap.
Oh!
So it says...
What? I guess you're not...
It was his tee shot. So it says the 4-time major winner's tee shot on the par 3 13th hole at the World Tour Championship on Thursday somehow landed in the lap of a female spectator as she lay on the grass to the right of the green.
So she's laying down on the grass.
Yeah, she's just laying chilling. I mean, there's a whole bunch of spectators over there. She's
probably taking
there.
A nap.
She's just laying there chilling, and all of a sudden, bloop. And I can't imagine it was light.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I mean, well, I do know these guys are hitting them hard.
Yeah.
I don't know about on a par 3, blah blah, but
I have no clue what any of that meant.
Okay. Well, anyways, other people do. I don't have the time to explain golf to you right now, but where you hit the ball from, he hits it, boom, and it lands in this lady's lap. Yeah. That had to hurt a little bit.
She had a bruise.
It says, amid much laughter, the rest of the spectators retreated, but the woman remained laying down with her feet crossed and the ball lodged between her legs. McIlroy went up to her, scratched his head, then feigned a shot, gave a little practice swing like he was actually going to do it. And then that got everybody laughing. So then he stood back and he's like, okay, so referee?
What do we do here?
The referee arrived and gave McIlroy a drop saying basically it's the spot underneath her. And then he told her that you can get up. A laughing McIlroy said to the woman who handed him the ball, stood up, picked up her bag, and returned to the gallery to cheers. He clipped it onto the green and wound up making a bogey.
Hey!
So, I mean, there you go.
What about that?
Yeah. I just thought that was so funny, though. He's like, could you imagine you're just laying there, you're just waiting? Because, nobody, the drives are cool, but I've never really, got real into golf, but it seems like when people are watching golf, they're spectating at an event. They want to be down there on the green.
Yeah.
And so, you're just laying there, you're waiting for them to show up. You're like, I'm just going to take a little bit of a break real fast. Bloop.
Yeah. You're waiting for the person you're cheering for to get close or whatever. Say I'm just going to rest there, a little ways back, and bam. Ow!
But hey, apparently she still had her legs crossed and everything. She was composed. Maybe it bounced next to her and then into her lap. Maybe that makes more sense.
But, because if that just hit you, ow.
I think they should have gave her the ball.
Right? She should have been able to take that.
Yeah, that should have been her souvenir. I mean, let him play the rest of that round with it, but I don't know how golf works, but I doubt that they're playing the same ball every single hole, but maybe they're superstitious.
Yeah, maybe.
Or a little stitious. I don't know.
I think they're medium stitious. That's my guess, is medium stitious.
Medium stitious? Just medium?
Yep.
As long as it's not like baseball. Baseball players are superstitious. But that's all my news stories for today. I thought those were hilarious, though.
Those are hilarious. I haven't been able to gather anything much because I've been in preparation mode for Thanksgiving. I was commissioned to make a pie. I got that made and set aside, and I've just been doing other stuff, getting ready. So.
I've been busy, too, but this was what I prepared shortly before we started today.
Yeah. Well, I was
I've got a moment. I'll try to find some funny stories, and it just worked out really well.
Yeah, I enjoyed them. I hope you guys did as well.
I think that's all we've got for this episode. I don't really want to just sit here and meander on about nothing if we don't have anything of value to add to the good people of the More God Less Me podcast family. We thank you for listening.
Yes,
we appreciate it. We hope that you're liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, and doing all those good things that help us to reach more people. Because ultimately our goal is to reach the world with the gospel message of Jesus Christ, take things to the far corners of the world in the best medium that we possibly can today, which is through using the internet. Yeah. But we can't do that without your help.
So please, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, tell your friends about it, share this with them. We want to do our best to grow, but we can't do it without you. So
Yep. And
Do
be
your
sure
part.
to follow us on social media. I recorded 9 YouTube shorts today,
Woohoo!
most of which wearing different clothes. I felt like a full-on actor. So I'm going to just keep changing shirts until...
Scene. Costume change. Scene. Costume change.
Yeah. I'd been a little bad about not doing the shorts recently, and then had just stored up a bunch of stuff, and I finally had a time where I was home alone for a little while, and I was like, well, seems like a best time as ever just to knock a few of these suckers out. So, went for it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you had a productive day while I did deliveries.
Mm-hmm. Next week, we need to remember and talk about how you're becoming a tailor.
Oh, yeah. We'll store that away.
Yeah, as long as we remember.
Yeah. I'll make a note.
I'll make it. I do want to talk about how good I am at something, so I'll make sure to write it down.
Now you've basically told all about it.
No, I have not. But we'll get into that in the next episode. But until then, we hope you guys have a great rest of your week. We hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend.
Yeah.
And God,
if you do find some good Black Friday deals, let us know. We're curious to see what's out there because we're not paying attention.
You cut me off like mid God bless. That's never happened before.
I'm sorry. I wanted to get that in there.
Yeah, no, I get it, but I don't know if I can even say it now.
Well,
I think you're going to have to start
I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Again, let us know what deals you find on Black Friday, if you find any, or if you're in agreement with us and it's not that great anymore. But until then, God bless.
God bless.